girls, so welcome back to Favorite Friday. For this case, we have another case where we have a serial killer, of course, and we don't have a specific location. We know all our victims, our confirmed victims, are listed in the United States because we're going across state lines for this one. Yes, another one of those. We have a lesser known serial killer. Most of you probably never heard of this case before. Of course, I didn't hear about this case until I just happened to come across it on a video that was recommended. And if you look on YouTube, there's probably only one other video about this serial killer. Because like I said, it's another not as well-known case. And so I'm going to give what is publicly available. Of course, sources down below as always. I think I have like 6 for this one. And most of them, of course, are obituaries. Okay? And so, yeah, with that being said, I'm going to quit my rambling. Let's go and get started. So, Winnie Springs was born in June of 1901 in Oklahoma. And apparently when she was 6 years old, she was moving from Oklahoma to New Mexico, and apparently her mother had died. The family, of course, couldn't afford the funeral because apparently they were struggling with poverty. So then the people of the city that she was living in, they band together to pay for the funeral. By 1910, so 4 years later, she, along with her siblings Thelma and William and her father, were living with her grandparents over in New Mexico. Because they were going to Mexico, they needed a place to stay, obviously. So then it said that her life between 1910 and 1922 is nothing's really confirmed. But what's basically said is that she was working at a gas station selling sodas and stuff, right? Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. At least she's working. But it said that she would get married to a guy named Mr. Moore, but it's not confirmed. Apparently, they stole a car together and planned on going to Utah in it. They would apparently get arrested for, obviously, car theft. And so it said that they were obviously extradited back to Oklahoma. Were said to have, but they were never charged for it. It is confirmed that on apparently July 31st, 1922 or 1923, because it's one of those older stories, so the dates and the facts might get mixed up, right? It said that she married a guy named Leroy Robert Green. So for this part of the story, we are in Little Rock, Arkansas. Leroy and Winnie haven't even been married a full 2 years yet. And so in August of 1924, Leroy's father, James Robert Green, apparently was walking home from work. He was working for the railway in Little Rock, where I said the story takes place. He apparently gets shot to death on his way back home. His wife, Lena, would disappear shortly after he is murdered. And then, of course, Winnie and Leroy are charged with James's death and the disappearance. Then Winnie, of course, she denies knowing what happened at first, but she eventually admits that, yes, I did. But Winnie would eventually admit that, yes, I did kill both of them. And that she apparently killed Lena around September 25th. And that Lena apparently owed her $4,000 that she borrowed around Christmas of the previous year. So 1923. Lena apparently never paid that back. And I guess she thought maybe she didn't have to pay it back because it's her daughter-in-law. And Winnie really wanted that money back. So she said, hey, let's go to Oklahoma so I can show you some oil. Something about some oil, okay? This is the story that she gave because obviously Lena can't tell her story because she's deceased. So then she gives the story, let's go to Oklahoma for some stuff about some oil. And apparently Lena voluntarily goes with her, and then she pretty much kills her and then dumps her body in a remote area. And apparently she would tell police where you can find the body at. And then apparently she killed James because she simply asked, hey, your wife owes me $4,000. Give me $1,000, so that's less debt your wife has to pay back. And James, of course, apparently he refused because it's not my debt, not my problem. And then she kills him because he didn't want to pay the $1,000 of the debt that his wife owed. So then, of course, after it's seen that Leroy is innocent in the murder of both of his parents, all charges against him are dropped. And then, apparently, obviously, you gotta go to sentencing because you done killed 2 people now. She laughs and says, oh, I'm not getting the electric chair because they wouldn't give it to me because I'm a woman. And so, apparently, she's sentenced to life in prison. Leroy, rightfully so, files for divorce. She gets released in 1931, so she only served 7 years for 2 murders. So then, after getting out of prison for double homicide, literally double homicide, okay, for basically killing her in-laws, she goes back to forging checks, because that's usually how it starts, forging checks, then murder. And of course, you can imagine she's in and out of prison, because apparently she wasn't that good at forging checks. In 1932, apparently she would marry a man named Franklin Jones, who was born on September 21st, 1899. So then fast forward, it is now 1953, she's now married to another man. She's married to a third husband that we know of, Jim Freeman, and she's managing an apartment complex. So then apparently there's this guy, this 78-year-old guy named Harold. Harold's one of her tenants. She's forging checks from him. She takes him to a remote area on November 25th, 1953. obviously shoots and kills him, leaves his body there. Police, of course, eventually find the body, and Winnie just says, oh, well, I accidentally shot him while we were target shooting. So then, of course, they question her because they look at her history, and it seems that she has a history of murder, remember, because she had murdered her in-laws, and they question her about that, and apparently she confessed to killing Harold during a polygraph test. So this is where the title of the video comes in, because I refer to her as, like, the cat lady serial killer, because apparently that's, like, where she got the title, or, monogram, her serial killer monogram from. So apparently it was revealed that she owned about 30 cats, hence why she's referred to as the cat lady serial killer, okay? News of the murder trial got back to Oklahoma, and there was a sheriff that contacted them, was like, hey, we actually have a warrant for Winnie's arrest because she's wanted for a whole other murder, and it's this guy named Robert Sheldon Wilkerson, and apparently he was a war veteran. His body was found in a pond. How they connected back to Winnie, don't know, but they did. Winnie is actually confirmed to have committed this murder. He was found with $1,841 in his money belt, and that's not what it is today, that's what it is back then. So you can only imagine how much it is today. And apparently witnesses would later say, after it came out that he had that much money on him, apparently Winnie had apparently said, so that's where he had the money at. And of course she's sentenced to life in prison, because for all these murders now, because you done kill multiple people. Her father dies August 22nd, 1955 at 82. Her husband Herbert dies 2 years later on October 13th, 1957. So then Winnie finally dies on October 30th, 1974, and it said that she died in a nursing home. And so then her last confirmed husband, Jim Freeman, the one that she had the little apartment complex with, he died August 24th, 1998 at 79 years old. So obviously, of course, everybody involved in the story is pretty much deceased by this point. So yeah, like I said, that's all I have for this case. Not a very well known case, but definitely an interesting case all the way around. And so with that being said, definitely know what you think down below. If anybody's from the Oklahoma, Little Rock area, Oklahoma, Arkansas area, I guess, definitely know if you've heard of Winnie Springs, if anybody has like any relation to her, because as far as I know, she didn't have any kids. And so yeah, with that being said, I gave all I could for this case. I'm here for you guys 3 times every Friday. Subscribe for more favorite females, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion, even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless, I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt, never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm, I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my you get